Hello, everyone. It's Sunday, November the 5th, and I'm at my church a little bit earlier than the service. It's another hour or so before we start. But the reason I come, and I've been doing this now for 4 months, I believe, and that is I come and I just want to have prayer that God will bless the services and speak to our hearts and guide and direct those that are ministering. And so what's cool is there's a deacon of the church and another man of the church that are here every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock getting everything ready. We're not a big church. It's not a big property or what have you, but man, they just make sure that it's ready to welcome everyone that comes in. So we have prayer together. So that's a beautiful thing. But I've really wanted to share this with you. So I'm of Jewish heritage, so I claim that heritage. Have Hungarian heritage as well. For a long time, we thought we had German heritage, but we're really looking at it is just more completely Hungarian and Jewish. And I love my people, the Jewish people. And of course, as we know, this world is going to hell in a handbasket. And Iran and other terrorist nations and organizations have vowed to wipe Israel from the face of the earth and the Jewish people, to eradicate them in a complete genocide of these people. It's a sad thing. It won't happen. God won't let it happen. God's already told us it can't happen, but it's just sad that people want that to happen. But here's what I do in response to that. So I've worn kippahs or yarmulkes, however you want to say it. One's a Yiddish word, one is a Hebrew word. I've worn them periodically at different times in my life because I'm Jewish. And it literally, the word means reverence to God. It literally is. It's not really as much religious as it is an identity of a people of God identifying and reverencing him and his holiness, right? And you can study more on that on your own if you'd like. There's a lot of information about that. But here's what I did yesterday on Saturday, which was Shabbat. I had to work yesterday, and I want to identify with my people. I want every Jew to know that your brother stands with you and for you. And so I wore mine to work, and it didn't really feel odd for me. I just didn't know what kind of reactions I would get. And I know it's an evil world, and there's a large variety of people that live in Austin from every corner of the earth. Honestly, it's one of the most amazing international cities that I've been a part of, and I've been a part of a couple of them. And this one blows my mind, how it works here in the middle of Texas. And so I wore it, not knowing who would respond or how they would respond, and not really worried about it. I'm not an easily intimidated person, right? That's just not my demeanor. So I wore it, and all day long, just positive responses from people, which was a blessing. I had people giving me fist bumps and telling me Shabbat Shalom and hey, thank you for wearing that. Literally, people were thanking me for wearing it. It was just precious. It was just special. I really expected some hostility at some point from somebody to say something stupid and for me just to ignore it or say, well, God loves you anyway, or whatever, because I'm not going to get in a confrontation of any sort, unnecessarily. I'll stand my ground, but I'm not going to push my agenda. I'm just going to stay true to my people and to who I am and to what I believe. But what was interesting was two different men. Now, one, a man and a teenager, but I call him a man. He's a young man, just precious. I just love this guy. I love him. I love them both. One of them is a vendor that comes into the grocery store where I work. And he pulled me aside. He said, okay, explain to me from your perspective what's really going on, because I know I can't trust the news. And I'm like, I thought that was precious because he trusted me to tell him the truth, because we have a relationship, because we've had really good conversations about different things along the way at different times. Not a lot of them, but a couple of them. So we took about 10 minutes and I explained to him, a lot of different things going on and what Hamas stands for and what it means. So that was an incredible conversation, explaining those things to him. So then later on, the young man said, hey, I love it. Oh my word. I didn't know you were Jewish. And I want you to tell me more about what you believe and why you wear that. And so he and I are going to have a conversation. Hopefully, maybe if he's a coffee drinker, because I'm a big time Summer Moon. Shout out to you. I'm a big time Summer Moon coffee drinker. I don't do Starbucks. Haven't done Starbucks in years. When they quit loving the U.S. military, quit respecting the policemen, and now are anti-Semitic, I mean, it doesn't take much. If you oppose what I believe, I'm not going to come and demonstrate in front of you, in front of your business, but I'm also not going to support you with my dollars, right? I'm just not going to, because money talks in America. Money is the language of the American people, sadly. Materialism has been our thing for a while, but I digress. So great conversations. We're in the yarmulke, and just, you know, it's just neat. It's just neat. And I'm going to be wearing it every week. If I work on Friday, I'll wear it on Friday. If I work on Saturday, I'll wear it on Saturday. As a public display of solidarity with the Jewish people. That's just who I am. That's how I roll. So I just wanted to share that with you and let you know, especially if you're Jewish, if you're out there and you watch this and you're one of my people, listen, I love you. We are not alone. And I had a number of people also say that we are with you. I never had anybody oppose and say, well, I hate you and you're Jewish and blah, blah, blah. But I've had, you know, and I'm sure it'll happen. You give it time, it'll happen. It's America. People are crazy. And very outspoken. They think that because they have an opinion, they're going to share it with you because they can. And social media has done that to our culture. But overall, man, it's just a blessing. And even if it wasn't a blessing, I'd be wearing it. I'd be wearing it. And it's a Star David. Maybe I'll take a picture and show it to you guys sometime. I wanted to share that with you. Listen, in the prayer time this morning, I want to encourage you, if your church doesn't have something like this, and this is not organized, this is very unorganized. I've invited other people. Nobody's coming. That's okay. But if no one joins you, start a prayer time at your church early, before Sunday school, before people get there. Invite others as the Lord leads, after you've done it for a while yourself. I'm a firm believer in you do it for a while, and once you've established the habit and it's something you're doing, then you invite others to join you in it. That's not true across the board, but for this it was. So I encourage you, start going to your church and praying over your church. I've been doing that I've been praying over this church for more than 4 months, actually. I started prayer walking this church maybe 6-10 months ago. Well, I've been attending over here, but I've been prayer walking the outside at 7 a.m. And then God led me at 8 a.m. He said, start going at 8 a.m. And I didn't know people would be here. Lo and behold, they're here. And so it really worked out. You know, where God guides, God provides. Pray for your church. Pray for the Jewish people. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May God bless you. Shalom.